Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
Sister, your day is not over yet. Your day is not over yet. You know those times where you have a day that maybe starts kind of shitty, right? And or you're taking some stuff that's happened in the past and you're already deciding that this is the way that your day is going to be because, you know, it finished off that way last night or yesterday. And you've already decided. You know, people will say, like, I'm having a bad day. It's like, really? I think maybe you're having a bad moment. Maybe a bad hour, maybe a bad minute, but day? Okay, well, your wish is my fucking command. Why don't you just take that shit and just drag it all the way into the rest of the day? So let me share a story with you. So last couple of weeks have been intense with my husband. Yeah, I would say it is intense. We're having a lot of very honest conversations about things. And listen, our marriage is amazing. Where we were 3 years ago to where we are today is like such an incredible contrast. We were happy 3 years ago. We loved each other 3 years ago. And we were just like really awesome fucking roommates. And the connection and the passion and the like being on the same page about stuff and not being afraid to have really difficult conversations and to be honest and be clear on who we are individually as we're getting, more clear on who that we are, remembering who we are. Well, now we're able to bring that into our marriage. There's more certainty in who we are individually as Ed and as Karen. And so we bring that into a marriage. We're able to create so much more and be that much more together. But there's always a next level. And so it feels like there's a real shift that's happening with us where things are good. But there's it's the next step that we're going to. So, we're having some clashes. We're going to war about things. We're being really honest. We're having a lot of uncomfortable and difficult conversations, including last night, which was Valentine's Day, which is fine. It's what is, right? And then when I got up this morning and I was like, you know what? It's my decision of what this day is going to be like, right? So we talked a little bit more about it and we talked about the things that we could really do that, is investing in our marriage at that next level. And they're all being put into place and challenges we've had with like sitter. It's amazing to me. Here's another big fucking moment of this. You know that there are times when you know that the things that you implement in your life are really, really matter, but sometimes you don't really fucking know how much they matter until they're not there. So point in the case for us was date night. I don't think we've missed, in 3 years of weekly date nights, and sometimes we've had 2 a week. We've missed, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 traveling, someone's sick, like that kind of thing. But like we make a commitment to date night, like no matter what. There's been times even if we're just like having a fight or something, like we got a fucking date night. But our regular nanny / like sitter service is, I don't know what the fuck is happening, but suddenly they have no sitters, no one's available. And we're like, what? Like we need someone to watch your children. So we didn't have a date night last week. We're like, this fucking sucks. Like what the fuck? So now we're searching at other alternatives. So this has been a piece of it as well too. So side note to that. If sometimes you don't know if something's having an effect, just take it out of your life for a short period of time and you'll see. You will see really fucking quick. I don't know how you all stay in your marriage relationship without weekly date nights. It fucking matters. Things would change huge if you simply did that. But why am I sharing this with you today? This is an episode about marriage, but example of marriage in this case in point is that you can decide your day to be different. And so as I woke up this morning and Ed and I talked about things and it was good. I'm trying to get Tyson out the door. He's kind of running late. I'm late for my swim lesson. And I had the most incredible breakthrough with my swim coach today in my lesson. Now, is it also like just, time that's got me to this place? Sure. Roxanne's an incredible coach. Did my gratitude bomb about her today? Yes. Right? Is it just consistency? It's like, you hear something enough, like it starts to kind of click and come together? Yes. But I also know I've had times where I remember coming out of a time I dropped off Tyson at school and it was not a good drop off. Like it was a fucking shit show morning. You know, if you're a parent, those mornings happen sometimes, right? Best laid plans, all the preparation, sometimes just shit just falls apart. And that was one of those mornings. So I came to the lesson and I was still in that space. And so guess what the lesson was like, right? So as I showed up today and I showed up late, I'm like, hey, Roxanne, I'm so sorry. Like, no excuses, just kid stuff. Let's get into the lesson, right? Because we only have so much time. She's got someone else we go from 9 to 9:45. She's got another client at 9:45. And so I get in and I just kind of leave that there. And I just am present in the lesson. I'm just present. Had the most incredible, incredible breakthrough today. Roxanne was like, man, your front crawl, if I was like watching, I'd be like, nothing wrong with that. And this has gone from a standpoint of I could swim to like quasi swim, not front crawl, no kind of really head in the water, breathing, all the components, that are necessary to swim well. And so my big thing was I want to be proficient and learn how to do front crawl. There's a lot of pieces of it, a lot. And, today was a huge day. It was amazing. And so I get out the pool and I thought about that. I'm feeling good about the accomplishment. I'm feeling just good in my body because my body fucking loves the water. Even if I get to the pool and I'm like, oh, it's kind of cold in my suit. I get in the water, it's cold for a moment. As soon as I start warming up and just doing flutter kicks with flippers on or something, I'm like, my body just is just yes in the water. It's something that I love to do. I love it. I love it. It's hard. It's not easy for me. It doesn't come naturally. I didn't take swim lessons coming up as a kid. And it's been the most amazing experience and will continue to be. And I see something as swimming being part of my life 2-3 times a week in the pool easily. If not, we have a pool at some point in our life in a home and I'm in the pool every day. It really does feel that incredible to me. And a part of who I am. But the bigger piece of that, was just you know what? Good for me for not, and fuck yes, for not allowing what happened last night, this morning, with my husband, with my oldest son, not letting that come into the rest of my day and just deciding, right? That just because my day started off rocky, just because last night ended a little rocky, it doesn't mean that it has to come into today. And I'll have you just think about that for a moment. How many times do you do that? I'm just I'm not having a good day. Well, guess what you fucking keep getting? Don't be surprised if you go, my day sucks today. You keep getting suck. You keep getting shitty stuff happen. It's not about law of attraction, but listen, there's some components to that where that's a real true reality, man. Where is your intention, your thoughts? No different if you either use the analogy of either like baseball or tennis, whichever one's going to jive with you, because it's the same thing. You hit the ball with that bat. When you swing through, your bat's going to end up where that ball goes, right? If you swing a tennis racket and where the tennis racket, so you hit the ball and you have that follow through with the racket, where the racket ends is where the ball is going to fucking go. Your thoughts are no different. Your actions are no different. Where the fuck are they going to within your life? And if you don't like what is happening, change it. It doesn't have to be that complicated. It can simply be a choice. I had this conversation too with my boxing coach yesterday. And we're talking about that. He texted me kind of as I'm driving to the lesson, because it's a private lesson, and he's like, oh, Karen, fuck, my battery died. He's like, no problem. I'm gonna grab my, his fiance Lorena. I'm gonna grab Lorena's car. I'll meet you over there. I'm like, okay, cool. And we got there and just had a quick conversation about you could use that and you could have it just, again, bleed into the whole rest of your day and go, oh, the day started off, so the day, all this kind of shitty stuff starts happening. Or you could go, that happened. I found a solution to go through it, or I found a way to make it happen. And I'm going to put that in a box, and now that goes away into an incident that happened in my life, and I will not bring it into the rest of my day. How many times do you actually do that, or do you do the latter? So here's your more tip for today. I want you to reflect on a time when you took one incident that happened in your day and you just fucking dragged that thing all the way through, kicking and screaming, right? The bad moments, dude, we're done. You're like, no, I'm going to bring it all in. It's the whole day now. It's done. It's fucked up my whole day. You fucked up my whole day. This person did. You shouldn't have. The weather, the blah, 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 blah. So I want you to think about a time you've done that, because we've all done that. I've done that. And here's the second piece from that. Like, what do you think that you were supposed to see in that experience? See, for me, in my experience with my husband last night, I was like, okay, what am I supposed to see in that experience? I'm supposed to see that, like, to just be open to realizing that because we're having some conflict right now, that it doesn't mean the past equals the present or the future. See, I could easily go back to and have a conversation with them of like, listen, babe, I don't want to go back to the way we were before. Like, we were kind of numb with each other. I can't do that anymore. I have to honestly just share with you these thoughts and feelings and stuff that's coming up for me, because I can't go back there anymore. And so it was just being able to realize and see of like, my husband is not who he was anymore. I'm not who I was anymore. Our marriage is not where it was before. There's no logical reason for me to think like, oh, it's going to go back to that place unless I fucking want it to. So for me, that situation, it was for me to see that like, yeah, the past does not equal the present or the future. Like, just pump the fucking brakes and be open to possibility of what needs to happen now to get to that next level. So what were you supposed to see in those moments? Because listen, all these things aren't about beating yourself up. You can go there, and I know you do sometimes. It's not about blaming yourself for other people or circumstances or whatever the hell's happening in society, something crazy in the moment. It's like, what was I supposed to see in that? When you can open yourself up to that possibility, sister, experiences that you see as, quote, bad are actually amazing because they allowed you to see something. So what were you supposed to have seen in that moment for you? So there is one thing I'm having all of you all do right now in the podcast. You ready for this? You've heard me say it, but I'm going to say it again. Subscribe to the newsletter. Why should you do that? You're like, well, I listen to the podcast. I hear you every day, Karen. What the hell? Who cares, right? Well, listen, there's something new that I'm giving to you as a special gift. I created 3 amazing video trainings inside a Facebook community, by the way, which is a free one you can join, which is called the Woman Wanting More Experience. You can go to Facebook, type in Woman Wanting More Experience, and request to be added to the group. And they were incredible trainings that I based off of asking women, what's the biggest challenge for you? And it all came back to this. I don't know who I am. I've forgotten who I am. And when I really reflected, I went, well, what holds people back from that? And I go, oh, I knew right away. Stories. So there are 3 video trainings that at the end of that, it really helps you remember and discover like who the fuck you are. They're powerful trainings. And I only made them available as a Facebook Live inside that group. They were able to watch them for a couple of days, and then I took them out. But you know what? I actually saved them because I knew they were really good, and I didn't want them deleted forever. And so I've decided to actually give this to you now as a listener here, as on the podcast. So here's what you need to do. Subscribe to the newsletter, and you'll get immediate access to that video training number 1. And they are fucking fire, sister. They are so good. So head over to drkarenosburn.com, drkarenosburn.com, opt into the newsletter, and I will send that first video to you today. So I will talk to you in the next episode, sister. A life of more is just one step away from you doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.